Hey everyone, Tyler here at The Movie Beat. Welcome back to another Korean movie review. Brand new one here. Really excited to be sharing my thoughts because I enjoyed this one a lot. It's called Beauty Water. It's a new animated horror thriller film directed by Jo Kyung-hoon, and it was adapted from a really popular Naver Webtoon series that sort of translates as Tales of the Unusual, and it's a big sprawling series with a lot of different stories, and this is one of them, this Beauty Water. And the name of this one in Korean, if you take those first two characters and then you put surgery next to it, it's plastic surgery. So this one's kind of like molding water or plastic surgery water type of meaning in the name here. And it's a really creepy and dark social critique on what really is sort of an unattainable beauty standard that exists here in Korea, and that sort of destructive force that it has on those who get caught up in sort of an endless pursuit of trying to perfect their outward appearances. And so this one does manage to explore this dark aspect in society in a way that's not only very interesting and very entertaining, as it uses a lot of classic horror elements, but also with its unique animation style, in my opinion, it creates a very disturbing yet visually stimulating, what I'm calling a descent into hell. So let's get into this one. An obese makeup artist named Yeji is mercilessly teased online after guest appearing on a home shopping channel segment selling weight loss pills, and decides to respond to an advertisement she received on her phone offering a new life. She learns of a product beyond belief called Beauty Water that, once applied, will allow the body to be cut and molded easily to shape a completely new face or even body. After putting up the enormous sum of money, she shapes her body to conform with that ideal beauty standard. A small, cute face, big round eyes, slender body, and big breasts. Taking on the new name of Solhé, her jaw-dropping beauty instantly opens new doors of opportunity to her in the form of the men she's able to meet and the career advancement possibilities that were previously unattainable. But her fast track to beauty comes at great costs that begin to put the safety of her and her family at unimaginable risks, and the new world she's entered threatens to be much worse than the one she left. Alright, so this movie Beauty Water is very good at conveying its broad social critique of Korea being a very image-obsessed culture, and it does that by acutely focusing on its main tragic character, who becomes known as this character, Solhé. She changes her name. And at only 85 minutes runtime, this movie never feels boring, and it moves at a really good pace. And so it's kind of like a great webtoon that keeps you scrolling through the frames. This movie, Beauty Water, is a slow burner that's laced with moments of high intensity and horrific, nightmarish visuals that perfectly supplement its after-dark, campfire-esque horror story. And Beauty Water does portray that world that opens up to Solhé after she becomes that bombshell. I mean, she becomes... it's animated, but she's hot, okay? The world is shown as this attractive playground of these realistic encounters that she has, but it's all built on this bed of superficiality, because having been previously all but discarded by society, basically, as that obese stylist that she was, Solhé is now the object of every man's desire. But the relationship Solhé develops really never amount to anything, and they always really fall short of her expectations. So I do think the film does a great job at showing how simply relying on appearance changing is not a cure-all to your problems, because it does not address the deeper rooted problems that are there. It also really effectively presents that addictive nature of plastic surgery in this way, and it shows it as kind of like a drug that provides a quick yet short-term satisfaction. You know, that's, you know, always got to need more because she has an eating problem, and all of a sudden she notices, whoa, I've got a little fat on me, what's going on? Got to go back to the well, you know, she's got to go get her beauty water again. So it's kind of like those who keep going back to touch things up. I mean, she's not aging here. Aging is not her problem. She's not happy with the way she looks in general. So it's not one of those where like, well, things are sagging or whatever. It's something that she really could fix without the surgery. And in its final swoop, Beauty Water shows us that the world as experienced by the beautiful is not necessarily an easier world. Rather, it's a world that's filled with its own set of grotesque monsters and super freaks. The animation style in Beauty Water, it was very attractive to me, and it sort of uses a unique blend of 2D and 3D animation. I'm not an expert in animation, but it seemed to me like a lot of the environments, the backgrounds, the props, and things like that within the scenes were 2D, and the characters were a little bit more three-dimensional. There's occasionally brightly lit exterior shots, but this film takes place mostly in ominous, darkly lit settings. And there's a lot of richly saturated colors that make a lot of the blood reds glisten and pop, while orange hues from the sun's rays glow to illuminate the subjects. This animation style also made for some very interesting lighting opportunities, and I especially loved the nighttime cityscapes. They just looked beautiful. I mean, you could see like Seoul Tower all lit up, and it just felt like the city was alive and it was glowing. It just looked great. It is worth noting that although Beauty Water is an animated film, it is very much an unabashed adult film at its core, ripe with mature themes, graphic violence, horrific scenes of body modification, and even nudity. This movie features superb voice acting from a very talented professional crew. I looked at some of their filmography. They've been basically all animation work. Some of it looked like One Piece, Doraemon. Loved it. The dialogue in this film, though, does not completely sync up with the movement of lips, but I do think that is more of a technical limitation rather than a stylistic choice, although I could be wrong. But also, as this film was planned to be released in many territories, there's that opportunity for a lot of different dubbing, so I think that was also considered when doing the whole lip syncing and the movement of the lips. And lastly, I want to mention a little bit how this movie relates to Korea specifically, but I think some of these points can be expanded to many areas in the world right now. But Korea right now has a roaring entertainment industry that's really fueled by a lot of the successes of K-pop and celebrity culture and film and drama, both internationally and domestically. So it is growing just faster than ever. So this, in tandem with the emergence of social media and all the different platforms out there, has really allowed for a certain level of expression that was not possible before. This country still has a lot of culture built into the way people speak and express themselves when it comes to person-to-person, face-to-face interaction. And so this web opportunity to speak is intensified, I think, because of that suppression a bit within the culture. And the result has shown to have some pretty devastating effects. Globally, South Korea is ranked among the lowest. I believe it's the top of the lowest levels of self-esteem globally. And it also has one of the highest rates of both plastic surgery and suicide. So while we can't say, correlation is not causation, but, there is, the link seems pretty clear. The numbers, they're saying something. And while this movie doesn't really address the problems that some of those symptoms relate to, it does address the fix that people are attempting to try, and it's showing just how that's not the solution to be going towards. Doesn't really offer any other solutions. It's just saying that appearances solution is not the way to go. It's opening its own can of demons, or whatever you want to say. So I think this movie, while it does have a very high entertainment value when it comes to the horror and all of the thrills that it provides, the visual beauty of it, but also this film is a very poignant reminder of just the giant social and mental health problems that are being fueled by this country's addiction to beauty. So, I think this film is saying a lot. And so as webtoons continue to rise in popularity, I do anticipate seeing more films and more TV productions being adapted from them, and maybe it could reach a level that resembles something like the Japanese industry of productions, where pretty much everything, almost everything, is adapted from a manga. And there are some like Korean version, like manhwa adaptations, but I think the webtoon is going to be sort of that new landscape, and I'm pretty excited for it because it does seem like there is a treasure trove of unique voices and stories that are just waiting to be developed. And I think it could launch a new era of unique Korean cinematic experiences for us all to enjoy. So that's something to look forward to. I'm going to rate Beauty Water a strong 8 out of 10. Really one of the best movies that I've seen this year. Really surprising. It's very dark. It's very disturbing. Horror fans are going to eat this one up. And if you're studying this one for a class or something, also there is a lot to learn here. Just be warned for the squeamish. It's got some pretty surprising and some nasty stuff in it. So hopefully that perked your interest a little bit. I'm not trying to turn you off of this one. Lotte Cinema exclusive art card number 6. Loving this one. Gigi괴괴 성형수, Beauty Water. Another excellent art card to add to the pile. For those of you that can't get this, I am so sorry. But I did want to just show it off here because of how cool it is, and hope you guys enjoy seeing that limited collector's item there from the theaters here for watching this movie. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Tyler at The Movie Beat. If you guys like this content, please like and subscribe. Until next time, keep watching movies.